It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Miami as the Heat go up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, it seems like any question people have had about them in the offseason, those have already been answered with the terrific start they've gotten off to. It's hard to imagine there are too many doubters still out there after some of the performances we've seen from them so far.
Oh, say does that
And a stirring rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the terrific Linda Lynn, getting us ready for NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke. Maybe too soon to start talking about this, Doris, but we see some young teams getting blown out. Clearly they're in rebuild mode. At what point do you start to focus on player development versus winning games?
You know, this is such a tough organizational issue because you have to balance the priority of giving your young talent an opportunity to get the repetition necessary in a playing environment in a competitive situation versus we owe a commitment to our fans to win and win at a high level because they're paying the ticket prices and ultimately, you know, playing a part in our success. So I think some of this has to be, where are we at the midway point? Are we legitimately in playoff contention, or is it time to now focus on our player development? This is an organizational decision that has to happen organically over 82 games.
And you know what losing does to a culture? It can disintegrate a culture.
No, it's a great point. You do not want young players to get comfortable with losing. You are so right about that, Kevin.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court right now for the Celtics. Irving is out there with Smart. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Monroe. And it's Tatum in at the three. And slam dunk by Tatum.
And how about Tatum there with the finish with some authority above the rim.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Down low. It's tipped. It's stolen by Morris. From deep three-point range, Tatum's shot is off. And Miami has possession. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And despite the outcome, I think they'll feel a little better about that game. There are a lot of positives that they can take away from that performance.
Well, you hope they learn from the experience, and it's a shame it had to come at the expense of a loss because they did play well enough to win.
Got a piece of it. Irving with the steal, and a fast break now for the Celtics. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Johnson the screen. Stolen by Monroe. Morris kicks to Monroe. Here's Tatum. Buries the long-range jumper. Tatum's got 5 now.
And Tatum's become a reliable outside shooter and has a good-looking stroke from deep.
Whiteside, a screen on Irving. Pass to Johnson. Shoots. Rebounded by the Celtics. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A-game.
Count that bucket. Irving's got his first bucket of the night.
Boy, how does Kyrie collect himself so quickly before going up?
Dragic the pass to Wade. Dragic with the
at all the accomplishments, all the great moments from Wade's career. No doubt he is going to the Hall as soon as he's eligible. One of the greatest two guards to ever play.
Kicks it to Johnson. Fires the three. Sinks the three-pointer. Johnson's got his second basket. Celtics have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Irving from long range. Bangs home the trifecta.
And this is where it can get a little personal.
You gotta love seeing this, though, right? Your turn, my turn. They're going at each other.
Wade kicks to Mickey. Johnson in the corner. Dragic against Irving. The dish to Whiteside. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Down low. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Irving.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Wade dishes to Dragic. They set the screen. Right side a screen. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Heat. Richardson comes in for Jordan Mickey, and Ellington is subbed in for Dwayne Wade. 1:32 left to play in the first quarter. That's tipped. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. Good on the shot.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
The Heat trail by 6. Dragic kicks to Johnson. Feeds it to Ellington. Right side with it. Baines is there.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
First free throw is good. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor. And he'll keep the D honest with his three-point shooting. And when Conley's got that shot falling, it makes him much more effective as an all-around point guard. And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And the Heat making a change here. Waiters is checked in. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first. Good ball movement here by Miami. It's deflected and stolen by Hayward. Out to Conley. The three. Waiters grabs the miss. The Heat trail by 5. From past the arc, hits the three-point bomb.
And very little defense here to start the game.
Boy, both teams rolling right now on the offensive end. We got a little barn burner cooking.
Inside. And the layup is good.
Well, this is what they love seeing from Jaylen Brown, the aggressiveness down near the cup. This guy's attitude, tremendous.
Knocked loose, stolen by Conley. Now here's Conley, the fast break opportunity. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Conley's got his second basket of the night. Waiters. That shot misses. And so it's the Boston Celtics with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Through that first one,
Here's Conley. He had 10 points in the win against Milwaukee.
And probably the one constant of this Miami team the last few years has been their defense. They do a great job of making life difficult for opposing shooters, and it's been anchored by one of the best shot blockers in the game with Whiteside.
On the court for the Celtics, Brown and Hayward out on the perimeter. Then it's Conley. Then it's Aaron Baines. Tice lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And the Miami defense is more than just Whiteside blocking shots, as you might say. Greg, they do a great job of limiting opponents' threes.
Yeah, they challenge the 3-ball as well as anybody. Both contest the shot and close out to deny the attempt from even being taken. This roster does a great job of taking away space from shooters.
Raiders against Brown. 6 to shoot. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Gordon Hayward. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been at his most dynamic, no question about it, a real handful.
Let's make no mistake, one of the elite talents in the NBA and operating at the highest level right now. Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first 3 of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
He gives them a double-digit lead. And now it's a 10-point Boston lead.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Whiteside sets the pick for Richardson. They set the pick. Back to Olynyk. Raiders against Brown. 3-pointer Ellington. Kept alive. Celtics leading by 10. Hayward right side. Down low. Out to Conley. 3-pointer. Again, Conley missing.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
Ellington, the pass to Whiteside. It doesn't go for him. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Now with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
Jordan Mickey's checked in for Miami. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Boston.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the 3-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
That's tipped. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. And Irving throws it down.
Oh, the quick hands of Irving to help create offense for himself on the other end.
The Heat trail by 14. And Waiters kicks to Mickey. Back to Waiters. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Shot to end this cold run. Rebounded by Smart. The Celtics have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooter. Conley kicks to Smart. Irving for 3. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Celtics leading by 14. Conley dishes to Tatum. And stolen by Ellington. And it's sent back by Irving. In the corner, Smart with it. Got a hand on it.
Okay, Kelly Olynyk getting up high for that rejection. At 7 feet, that length comes in handy.
Olynyk sets a screen for Waiters. Three-pointer Ellington. Craig Monroe with the rebound. Monroe's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Conley gets the bucket. Well, we all have hobbies outside basketball, Doris. You've said that one of your passions is cooking, and I know this personally. I have to ask, what's your best dish? What's your specialty?
You know, that might be too many to name, but if I were to pick just one, I would probably have to say my chicken tetrazzini is my children's favorite. Boy, I can throw down in the kitchen, Kevin.
Learn that from Mom? Did you just pick that up on your own? How'd you learn to be such a good cook?
You know, my daughter and I, that was one thing that sort of really bonded us when we watch a little cooking show on TV. Head to the kitchen and try to reproduce it. So Sarah and I did some work.
Love that story. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Doris, as always, this question about resting players. Fans pay hundreds of dollars for tickets and parking and everything else, expecting the healthy guys to play. Why shouldn't there be a requirement for them to suit up?
Well, again, you have Commissioner Adam Silver attempting to address this and making it known during the finals that there would be some limitations based on the ability to rest players, that there would be strong encouragement to rest players at home because your fans obviously have more of an opportunity to see them at home. At the same time, it's a strenuous 82-game stretch. Have we addressed it in terms of lengthening the season and shortening the preseason? What I do like is that the NBA is aware that there is an issue, and they are working proactively to fix it.
As is their custom. They always do that.
Correct.
Johnson's shot is off.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. Yeah, and I love how strong Tatum is finishing through the contact there. He's shown a real toughness in terms of when he gets in attack mode.
Now here's Wade, guarded by Smart. Now here's Wade. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Passes it to Olynyk. Here's the three. The rebound by the Celtics. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Well, they're more talented, more accomplished at this point, but you can't rely on that and start taking plays off. You could get surprised.
Nailed from three-point land.
Yes, his handles are mesmerizing, but don't forget, Kyrie is dangerous from three as well.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Celtics out in front, just dominating this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what has to happen to pull out the win?
Well, we have to play through some of the tough times, okay, whether it's a missed call or whether missed shots. This is a passionate game, and we got to stay the course.
We'll see what happens. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Out in front at the half is Boston. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny?
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away.
We return now to Miami, where you can see all the action happening on Ocean Drive, right on the beachfront. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere. Dragic and Wade, the two playmakers in the guard spots. Mickey out there with Whiteside, and it's Johnson in at the small forward. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with.
Boy, the swagger, the confidence, all on display. He is in the zone right now, Kyrie. Well, the three-pointer, right? A much more significant piece of the Celtics offense. They went from middle of the pack to top 3 in makes from deep last year.
And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too. So it'll be Jaylen Brown shooting. They get Hassan Whiteside. And for the Celtics last season, their three-point attempts up by almost a third. At the same time, improved their percentage.
Well, this is an organization that reflects the way the league is going. They are especially dead from the corners with those threes, and that really elevated their offense.
And that one misses.
Number 3 overall back in 2016. Jaylen Brown with a powerful build on the wing, guys. 6'7", 233 pounds. I think you need those perimeter defenders who combine quickness and strength, and he's got it.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
Man, it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
To the inside. No good, unable to end this run. And Doris, coming out of Cal Berkeley, the knock on Brown was his shooting touch.
You know, there was such a wide variety of opinion on him in the draft. Some felt that he was a little bit of a reach, but this guy has shown promise and earning regular minutes and having some success with that three-pointer and athleticism.
Wade passes to Dragic. Back to Wade. Got a piece of it. Whiteside with it. Picked up by Brown. No good from Wade.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Buries it from three-point range. Hayward's got 5.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
2 open that time. Made it look too easy.
And immediately looking for the open man when the double team comes to him.
Irving against Dragic. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. With a break in the action, we've got a chance now to look at last year's top rebounders. Hassan Whiteside on top.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
Richardson, he's checked in for the Heat. Ellington comes in for Dwayne Wade. Then for the Celtics, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Yabusele. And it's Conley in for Kyrie Irving. A shot by Ellington, no good.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
That'll be Boston as it goes out of bounds. Celtics retain possession. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And Hayward gets it to go.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Ellington kicks to Richardson. Conley against Dragic. Now here's Richardson. D right on him. 5 to shoot. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Brown outside. No good on the 3. For Miami, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. Conley against Dragic. Back to Conley. Brown kicks to Baines. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Oh, great ball movement there.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Knocks it loose, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Conley.
And taking a look now at the stats for Johnson. A very nice season for him last year. Last season, he averaged 13 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Johnson. Waiters, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. Dragic with it. Misses off the right iron.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Here's Monroe. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Monroe's got 8 points.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And the Celtics free throw attempt differential, one thing to work on. Their opponents average about 2 more free throw attempts per game.
Right. Fortunately for the Celtics, though, they might not take a ton of free throws, but they shot an excellent percentage. So that gap in free throws made significantly smaller because of their quality shooting.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Down low. And Smart with the basket on the assist by Monroe.
Oh, Kevin, the defense looking completely lost. Marcus Smart just toying with them in the paint.
Stolen by Monroe. Now here's Smart. He's guarded by Waiters. Nice shot by Smart. He has 6.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Cloak loose. Stolen by Conley. And here comes the break. Here's Morris. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Morris has got his first bucket of the night.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Jordan Mickey's checked in for the Heat. Dwayne Wade comes in for Richardson. And the Celtics also making a change. Irving's checked in. Irving against Dragic. Knocked away. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
And Craig Monroe with the slam.
Just lackluster transition D. That is just too easy.
Oh, come on, you got to put up at least a little bit of a fight, right? He simply ran down the court and goes right to the cup.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Nine seconds left here in the third quarter. To halt the run, again the miss by the Heat.
And they've just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Greg, I think this other team is just in a zone right now. They're clicking on the offensive end, and the defense starting to look frustrated.
What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Boston. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. We'll return shortly. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We have got to get shots. Trust each other right now. Let's get shots, okay? Got some good looks. Cannot afford to turn the ball over.
An emphasis on offensive efficiency there by Eric Spoelstra, trying to keep his guys fully engaged.
Yeah, and patience with the ball is key. Don't force anything. Work together. Take what the defense gives you.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Something everyone seems to be doing these days, Doris, polishing their jumper, making sure that it becomes, the first thought perhaps as they work on things in the offseason. In your opinion, who in the NBA has the smoothest shooting stroke, the best style?
Well, given that Ray Allen is retired in the last couple of years, he would have been the first guy to come to mind. My present best shooter. Two-way players in today's NBA.
Great word, incendiary, because he can be so hot and so dangerous. And a look at the five for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. They've got Greg Monroe. Shane Larkin is out there with Harrison. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Yabusele in at the power forward. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Greg Monroe. Or as it seems like individual all-star and MVP voting is heavily influenced by how players' teams perform. Is that a good thing?
Well, I will say this, Kevin. I have a vote in some of the postseason awards. And if, in fact, I've got two players at the same position and I need some line of demarcation to separate one from another, a team's win-loss record may influence that. Now, you might say it's unfair, but sometimes the difference between a player making it and not making it is minuscule. I would say this to you, Kevin. I would like to see all-star teams go out to 15 players as opposed to 12. There are 3 teams, first, second, and third, all NBA. Why not have 15 guys on the all-star team?
Excellent idea. Johnson dishes to Babbitt. Waiters outside. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in.
Substitution for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown.
Here's Waiters. Johnson in the corner. Clock at 6. Sweet little floater.
Well, I'll tell you, it takes a lot of confidence to go with the floater. That is not as easy as it looks.
And it's Baines in the corner. Comes up empty down low.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
And it's Magruder missing. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Brown outside. And it's Miami with the rebound. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Boston making a switch here.
Checking into the Celtics. Daniel Tice.
Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Shot clock at 6. Waiters passes to Adebayo. And the shot goes in.
Don't you just love that mindset there? Stay one step ahead of the defense the whole time. Great approach.
Here's Brown. And Baines kicks to Brown. Here's Larkin. The three-pointer is right on target.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. Doris, the new designated player veteran exception allows teams to pay their biggest stars much more money than any other team can offer around the league. How good is that for the league in terms of competitive balance?
Well, you would never, to me, want to see a player like LeBron James or Kevin Durant underpaid relative to their value of the team. And I think for a long time, Kevin, that was part of this. And so I'm interested in your take. I want these guys to be fairly compensated. And that's the most important thing.
I do love when a player is developed by a team and stays with that team. We see so few of those instances in pro sports, but a lifelong Pacer or a lifelong Celtic, I think to me that has great meaning, especially if I were a fan of that team.
Well, we were so used to that as kids growing up. You know, those players stuck with our team for extended periods and many times for their entire career.
Yes. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game-level intensity.
13 feet away. Rebound, Boston. Baines has got his third rebound tonight.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Doris, with defensive rules now allowing teams to play a sort of soft zone, does that make it easier to hide bad defensive players on your team?
Well, it certainly gives you one avenue. I don't think you can play zone in the NBA for any extended periods because the coaching is too good and the skill level of the players would destroy a zone if you gave a steady diet of it. I do believe, however, that hiding a defensive weakness comes down to personnel. How many can you hide on one particular floor? Somebody's going to get exposed somewhere if there's too many.
No doubt. Michael Conley, he's checked in for the Celtics. Johnson kicks to Babbitt, goes up on the high post, hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. The Celtics have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Doris coach Popovich down in San Antonio once said that a female NBA coach is going to happen. How much longer do you think it'll take for that to happen?
Well, I'm so grateful to Greg Popovich for getting the process that has to be part of the equation started, right? He hires Becky Hammon as the first full-time assistant in the NBA. Just like I would like to see doors open on the general manager side and let somebody start in the personnel aspect. Doors have to open before we can walk through them. It will take some time because you've got to pay your dues now as an assistant coach, but at least the process has started, and I'm so grateful to the Spurs and Pop for getting it started.
And to be quite honest, as a broadcaster, you're a pioneer from that end of it. We know that there's a lot of quality thought, male or female. You've represented female women very well with what you do.
I've been very lucky, Kevin, and thankful for the opportunity, certainly.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Here's Adebayo. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Celtics.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Kyrie Irving.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
And there's the feed to Baines. Goes back up, and he sinks the layup.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
No, I think that they've been locked in during this game. They didn't let the opposing crowd get to them at all. This has been pure domination.
Poked away. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And Brown throws it down hard.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
And the basket is good.
Shakes his man by using exceptional use of the screen. I mean, from there, it's smooth sailing.
Outside Conley from downtown. No good that time. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Mike, when you look at how the team's been playing the last few games, are you happy with the way things are going?
Yeah, I think we're playing very well. I think we're finally getting the chemistry that we want, and everybody's just playing hard right now.
Always a team effort here. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.